Welcome to New York Island, where 32 contestants remain. There will be a new champion at the US Open. Only 5 of the top 10 contestants are left, with 14 seeded contestants overall. Welcome back, guys, as we give you a preview and prediction video. Standing at 5'8" from Russia, 25-year-old Veronica Kvitova. She's a heavy hitter, one of the top acers on tour. She's taking on Madison from Hungary, 5'10", 24 years old, and she is a qualifier, unlikely contestant to have made it to the round 32. But she's having a great year. Golfy's 33-17 on the year. She went 12-8 on clay, and she's currently 15-7 on hard. Golfy took out Harriet Dart. That was a lock that I gave you guys. She also took out Perez Diaz. That was a upset shocker. She's won 7 of her last 10 matches. We've seen her take out Bondar, Polini, and Medanovic. She also took out Ingles at Wimbledon, making it to the second round for the first time ever. Dalma Golfy averages 1 ace per match. She's winning 65% of her service games. She wins 32% of her return games and gets 64% of her first balls in play. She converts opponents when pressured at 42%, and she's saving 39% of her own break points. Dalma Golfy has a good backhand. She's very fit, and she has a relentless attitude for losing. Dalma's from Hungary, and she's hungry to make it to the round of 16. She's taking on Veronica Kvitova from Russia, who's won 7 of her last 10 matches. She's taking out Zheng and the hard-hitting Vandeweghe in the first round. We've seen questionable losses to Ayla Tomljanovic twice within the last month, blowing a 1-set lead. She's also dropped the ball to Shelby Rogers at San Jose. But Kvitova's had good wins over Ons Jabeur, Camila Giorgi, and Barbora Krejcikova and Halep. Veronica's got a big racket, a super duper big racket, averaging 4 aces per match. She wins 74% of her service games, 30% of her return games, and gets 67 of her first balls in play. She breaks opponents when pressured at 44% and saves a whopping 58% of her own break points. Veronica Kvitova is a loser in this head-to-head matchup, with Dalma owning the head-to-head 2-1. However, I expect Kvitova to right the ship, as she'll stay docked in New York Island for at least one more day. Veronica Kvitova wins, and I like her on the first set money line for the best value. Zheng from China is very active on the circuit this year, and she's peaking with electricity. Over 70 matches on the year. She's 30-22, 13-11 with singles. She's won 7 of her last 10 matches, taking out Schmidlova and a very active, fit Jill Teichmann. She's also beat Trevisan, Sinikova, Kontaveit, Osaka, all within the last month. Watch out, she's peaking. Zheng is versatile, and she's going to need to be fit to take out the giant Marino. Shui averages 2 aces per match, wins 67% of her service games. She wins 32% of her return games and gets 64% of her first balls in play. She breaks opponents when pressured at 44% and saves 50% of her own break points. She commits 3 double faults per match. She's taking on the giant from Canada, Rebecca Marino. Standing in at 6'1" from Canada, she called it quits, but came back to the circuit. She's 40-18 on the year, 29-10 on hard. That's Rebecca Marino. She's got a rocket of a serve and will blast you right off the court with her heat-seeking bomb. Williams. She's won 6 of her last 10 matches with some good wins over Venus Williams, Andrea Petkovic, Jasmine Polini, and Magdalena Frech. She beat Snegur in the first round. That leads her here to a showdown. Rebecca Marino has a blaster cannon, averaging 7 aces per match. Wow. She wins 71% of her return games, 25% of her return games against 70% of her first balls in play. Amazing. She breaks opponents at 40% while saving 55% of her own break points. This is a matchup between two contrasting type of styles. The older player, more experience, wants to play the net, get you moving, versatile, drop shots. Then you have a giant that wants to blast you off the court with her forehand, and she's going to overpower Shui Zheng in some of these exchanges. This matchup can go either way, to be honest with you. But it would take Shui Zheng to take the first set with her experience over Rebecca Marino. I can see Marino starting slow, then making adjustments as needed. Zhang Sui will attempt to make history, as 3 Chinese players have never made it to the US Open round of 16. Next up is going to be fireworks, ladies and gentlemen. We have 2 American players, Coco Gauff versus Madison Keys. These 2 ladies have played once. Madison Keys owns that dead. Coco Gauff has another 30-win season, 32-16 on the year. She went 10-4 in clay, and she's 17-10 on hard. Coco Gauff has won 7 of her last 10 matches, and she plays the biggest and the best competition every time out. Coco Gauff is 5'9", 18 years old, and she's got one of the strongest serves on tour, clocking in consistently at 135 miles per hour. She's a former junior champion, winning the Roland Garros at the age of 14. She's also a runner-up against Iga Swiatek at the Roland Garros this year. Coco Gauff has some amazing numbers to only be 18 years old. Coco averages 5 aces per match, wins 72% of her service games. She wins 35% of her return games against 68% of her first balls in play. She breaks opponents when pressured at 44%, and she is saving a whopping 58% of her own break points. Coco Gauff is the future of tennis, and she is very versatile. Madison Keys is going to have to bring her A game today. Madison Keys needs no introduction, having ranked within the top 10 for over 7 years consecutively. She stands at 5'10". She's the older player by 9 years, a former WTA finalist. Madison Keys made the 2017 US Open against Sloane Stephens, who won it. Madison averages 6 aces per match and wins 77% of her service games. Wow. She wins 31% of her return games against 70% of her balls in play. Amazing. Madison breaks opponents at 38% while saving 57% of her own break points. Last time out, we saw Madison Keys defeat the hard-hitting, athletic Camila Giorgi. Before that, she took out the young, very youthful, athletic, hard-hitting Yastremka. Are we looking at a pattern here? She beat Rybakina, Iga Swiatek, Jelena Ostapenko, Yulia Putintseva, and Shui Zheng, including all opponents in her last 10 matches. Madison Keys is on a roll, and this may be another hit list added to a checkmark. List of victories. I took Coco Gauff to win this tournament, but that was before Matty Patty showed up. The loser of this matchup will not need flight reservations home. They'll probably just catch a cab. This matchup features 2 of the best servers, and if you're near the baseline, I recommend wearing a helmet. Coco Gauff is big time, and she's going to win a Grand Slam soon. However, I expect Madison Keys to take Coco Gauff to school. Take Madison Keys to upset and defeat Coco Gauff. This is an upset. The upset of the tournament so far. Madison Keys to advance to the round of 16. I'm not the best, guys. Queen Serena is.